Welcome students. Today we will study the anatomy of vermiform appendix. So the appendix, it is a worm-like diverticulum arising from the posteromedial wall of cecum 2 cm below the ileocecal orifice. It lies in the right iliac fossa, although the base it is fixed, but the tip can point in any direction. The length it varies from 2 to 20 centimeter with an average of 9 centimeter. It is longer in the children than in adults. The diameter it is about 5 millimeter. The lumen is quite narrow and may be obliterated after the mid-adult life. The appendix it is divisible into three parts, that is the base, body and the tip. The base it is attached to the posteromedial wall of the cecum about 2 cm below the ileocecal junction. All the three tinea of the cecum converge to the base of the appendix. This anatomical fact serves as a guide to the surgeon to search for the appendix during appendicectomy. The body it is a narrow tubular part between the base and the tip. The tip is the least vascular distal blind end of the appendix and it may be directed in various directions. So there are three parts, that is the base, body and the tip of the appendix. So let us study the various positions of the appendix. The appendix usually lies in the right iliac fossa. The base of the appendix it is fixed, but the remaining part may occupy any of the following positions, which are often indicated with an hour hand of a clock. So these are the various positions. These are the paracolic, the retrocecal, the splenic containing pre-ilial and the post-ilial condition, promontoric one, pelvic and the subcecal. Let us see each and every condition. First of all, the paracolic one. The paracolic or 11 o'clock position. The appendix here, it passes upwards on the right side of the ascending colon, and this type of appendix it is found in about 2% of the cases. The next condition is the retrocecal or the retrocolic condition. It is also called as the 12 o'clock position. The appendix it passes upwards behind the cecum and the ascending colon. So here the appendix it is passing upwards behind the cecum and the ascending colon. It is the commonest position and it is found in 65.28% of the people. The next condition it is the splenic condition or the 2 o'clock position. The appendix it passes upwards and medially in front of the terminal ileum in case of the pre-ileal position, okay, and that is found in only 1% of the individual. In case of the post-ileal condition, the appendix it passes behind the ileum, which is found in about 0.4% of the individual. Here the tip of the appendix it points towards the spleen. The pre-ileal position it is the most dangerous because the inflammation from the appendix spreads into the general peritoneal cavity. The pre-ileal position it is found in 1% of the cases and post-ileal in the 0.4. So this low percentage is there of the splenic condition or the 2 o'clock position. Coming to the next position, that is the promontoric or 3 o'clock position. The appendix passes horizontally towards the sacral promontory. That's why it is called as the promontoric position. It is very rare, found in less than 1% of the individual. Then coming to the pelvic position or 4 o'clock position. It is in this condition the appendix descends downwards and medially and it crosses the pelvic brim and enters into the true pelvis. In females it may be related to the right uterine tube. It is the second most common position, which is found in the 31.1% of the individuals. The next condition is the mid-inguinal or 6 o'clock position. The appendix passes vertically downwards. Here the appendix is passing vertically downwards below the cecum, also called as the subcecal condition, and point towards the inguinal ligament. It occurs only in 2% of the cases. So this is all about the various positions of the appendix. So let us see the details of the appendicular orifice. So here there is the appendicular orifice is there. So it is situated on the posteromedial aspect of the cecum, 2 centimeters below the ileocecal orifice. So this is the terminal part of ileum which is opening into the cecum. Here there is the ileocecal wall is there. So 2 centimeter below this ileocecal wall there is the opening of the appendix is there. This opening of appendix or the appendicular orifice, it is guarded by means of a wall, and that is called as the wall of Gerlach. It is marked on surface by a point situated 2 centimeter below the junction of the transtubercular and the right lateral planes. Coming to the peritoneal relations of the appendix it is suspended by a small triangular fold of peritoneum that is called as the mesoappendix or the appendicular mesentery. The fold it passes upwards behind the ileum and is attached to the left layer of the mesentery. Coming to the blood supply of the appendix it is supplied by the appendicular artery, which is a branch of the lower division of this ileocolic artery. So it runs behind the terminal part of the ileum and enters the mesoappendix at a short distance from its base. At the base it gives a recurrent branch also, which anastomos with the branches of the posterior cecal artery. The main artery it runs towards the tip of the appendix, lying at first near to and then in the free border of the mesoappendix. So this is the appendicular artery which is running on the surface of the appendix. Venous drainage of the appendix. The venous blood from the appendix is drained by the appendicular, ileocolic and the superior mesenteric vein to the portal vein. The lymphatic drainage, the most of the lymphatics pass directly to the ileocolic node. Few passes directly through the appendicular node situated in the mesoappendix. Whereas the nerve supply, it is derived from the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nerves. The sympathetic, it is derived from T9 and the T10 segment of the spinal cord. Due to this kind of nerve supply, this is the reason why the pain of the appendicitis, it is referred to the umbilical region, that is the T10 segment of the spinal cord, whereas the parasympathetic nerves that are derived from the vagus nerve. Coming to the clinical anatomy of the appendix, let us see the condition related to the appendix. First of all, the appendicitis. The appendicitis, it is the inflammation of the appendix, and the acute appendicitis, it is a common occurrence and is a surgical emergency. It commonly occurs due to obstruction of its lumen by the fecalith or the edema. The initial pain of appendicitis is referred pain and is felt in the umbilical region because both have same segmental nerve supply, that is the T10 spinal segment. Gradually the pain is localized in the right iliac fossa. It is due to the involvement of the local parietal peritoneum. Coming to the next condition, that is the next thing, that is the McBurney's point. So it is the most important thing in the appendicitis which should be known to us. The McBurney's point is the site of maximum tenderness in the appendicitis. So here in this figure the site is shown clearly. The point lies at the junction of lateral 1/3 and medial 1/3 of line joining the umbilicus to the right anterior superior iliac spine. it corresponds roughly to the position of the base of the appendix. The examination of case of acute appendicitis reveals the following physical signs like hyperesthesia of the right iliac fossa, tenderness at this McBurney's point, that is the important thing, and the muscle guard and the rebound tenderness over the appendix. Coming to the next condition, that is the appendicular dyspepsia. It is the chronic appendicitis produces the dyspepsia resembling the disease of stomach, duodenum or gallbladder. It is due to passage of infected lymph to the subpyloric nodes which causes irritation of pylorus. So there is a history of earlier attacks of acute appendicitis if the patient comes with the dyspepsia. The next condition is the psoas test in appendicitis. So, when the appendix is retrocecal in position, it lies on and irritates the right psoas major when it is inflamed. That is the condition of the appendicitis actually. The forced extension of the right thigh in such patients causes increase in pain in the right iliac fossa. So, here by testing the psoas major muscle, we can test the appendicitis. The next test in the appendicitis is the obturator test. So, this obturator test, when the appendix is pelvic in position, it may irritate the obturator internus muscle. The flexion and the medial rotation of right thigh onto abdomen causes pain in the lower abdomen. So, this is the obturator test in the case of the appendicitis. Lastly, the condition is the appendicectomy. The incision for appendicectomy is purely based on anatomy of the anterior abdominal wall. A Gridiron 5-shaped cross beam incision is given in the right iliac fossa. The three flat muscles are split along the direction of their fibers. The fascia transversalis, the parietal peritoneum are inside together. The appendix is delivered through the wound and cut at its base and it is removed. So this is all about the clinical aspect and this is all about the anatomy of the appendix. Thank you so much.